No, that's cubed root. So differentiate y equals log of the cubed root of x plus 1. That's like doing y equals log of x plus 1 to the power of a third. So this is of the format y equals log of function of x. How do you do it? dy dx is? Okay. No, girls, this is of the format y equals log of function of x. Log to the base e of function of x. This is a log. We're assuming it's a log. Ooh, maybe it's not. Oh, this must be a 10. If it doesn't say that it's an e, it's a 10. All right, log to the base 10 then, otherwise it would say it. So what do? So we don't do the differentiation yet, we change base. So what is it? Log to the base e of x plus 1 cubed, don't we, over log to the base e of 10, which is just a constant. Sorry, yes, log is log to the base 10. Good pick up, everyone. Isn't it log of, yes, you're right, of a, b to the n is n log a base ab. Because we don't know how to differentiate unless it's log to the base e. So at the moment this is log to the base 10 cubed root of x plus 1. Which means log to the base 10 of x plus 1 cubed to the power of a third. Now, we only know how to differentiate y equals log to the base e. So we need to do a change of base and make it log to the base e of x plus 1 to the power of a third. No, this won't be. Nothing as hard as this. So what do I do with this? I run third down. Log e x plus 1 over log to the base e of 10. Now that's what y is. So now we can differentiate that. So girls, yes, fantastic, very good. The 3's at the bottom, next to the log to the base e of 10. So it becomes, my constant is 1 over 3 log to the base e of 10. Do you get that? That's the constant. Girls, when you do a third divided by that, it'll be a third times 1 over that, and the 3 will go next to the log to the base e of 10. So, do you want to differentiate at this step? This is what the function actually is. Now you can do it. 1 over, that's the constant. There are no x's in that first term, so that's the constant. Sorry, I picked a hard one, girls. Sorry. So, girls, this is a base 10. We had to fix that. To base E, base E. Then, this is log to base A of B to the n or x to the n. It doesn't matter what you put it as. Is that n can come down is n log base A, B. So we need to apply that rule there, with the power needs to come to the front. Now you pull out all your constants. Anything without x's will be constants. The 1/3 over log to the base e of 10 is a constant, and you can put it 1 over 3. If you do a third divided by log to the base e of 10, you get a third times 1 over log e to the 10, and you see that the 3 and the log e are together on the denominator. Now, so I pulled out the constant separate, and there's my function in x. So how do I differentiate log to the base e of x plus 1? 1 over x plus 1 times 1, which is fine. So therefore, my answer is that 1 over 3 log to e10 bracket. I'd times it by 2 if it was 2x plus 1. So I'll go times 1. You know what? I really don't like that x plus 1 at the bottom. It looks like it's 10 bracket x plus 1. That's a really bad place for it to be. You're better off going 1 over 3 bracket x plus 1 log to the base e of 10. Because then, otherwise it looks like it was 10 times x plus 1, and it wasn't. Yeah, thank you very much. So that was dy dx, and make sure you do that. If you don't put that in, you'll lose a mark. Go on. So this would be log to the base e, x plus 1 to the third, which is 1/3 log to the base e of x plus 1. Now differentiate. Yeah. I think these were meant to be e's in the book and they just didn't put it. So you differentiate that and you get a third times what? X plus 1 times 1. We okay with this one? Because that's what it was meant to be. 1 on 3 bracket 3x plus 3, or you could have done 1 over 3 bracket x plus 1. Either way. Yes. So I'd say that there was, yeah, they've got 1 over 3x plus 3. There was that was meant to be log to the base e. So a question should have whether it's log to the base e or whatever. Okay? It should either have log to the base e or ln. Okay? Sorry? If it says log, it's log to the base 10. 3x plus 3, or you could have written it like that. Okay? 3 bracket x plus 1. Because it's 1 over function of x times differentiate the function. Do you remember? Differentiate the function. All right. What about this one? If you have to differentiate, if y is ln, 1 plus x over 1 minus x, how do you differentiate that? We did some like these anyway. Yep. Do you remember this? ln what? And then you differentiate, but be very, very careful. So we did one of these before. These are log to the base e. This is Cambridge question 8. Question 8, F in Cambridge. Exercise 12b. The other one was question 8g. These are just from Cambridge. 1 plus x over 1 minus x. All right. Log e's is the same. ln is log e. So how do you differentiate that? Times 1 minus times. So be very careful. What is it? 1 over 1 plus x. That's right. Plus 1 over 1 minus x. You may wish to, look, you could go common denominator. What would your common denominator be? Which is? No, you don't. 1 plus x, 1 minus x is not a common. I did, because minus negative 1 makes plus. So what are we going to do now? Come on, what's the numerator? Plus 1 plus x. Well, it doesn't matter. Equals. Because I'm multiplying the first fraction by 1 minus x over 1 minus x and the second one by 1 plus x over 1 plus x. What do you get? 2 over 1 minus x squared. This is, you don't have it. I've got it. I'll give it to you all. I'm going to do one more. Ready? Can I get rid of this? Yes or no? Yes. Send it down. Teresa. A question. Question 15, this is exercise 12b Cambridge. I'm only going to spend another 10 minutes on these. Find the point where the tangent to the curve y equals x squared log 1 on x is horizontal. Bit of a yucky one. Find the point where the tangent to that curve, where the tangent to the curve y equals x squared times log 1 on x is horizontal. Think, 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 think. How many, when I differentiate that, tangent to curve is first derivative. Is this, have I got two functions here? X squared is a function, log 1 on x is a function. Which rule do I use to differentiate? Product rule. So let's differentiate first. Y equals x squared times log of 1 on x. No big deal, girls. But I think that's log of x to the minus 1, you know. I'm wondering. And that's to the base e, by the way, girls. I would say. It doesn't, but I'd say it is to the base e. It'll have it. It'll have ln or log to the base e. Ooh, okay, let's look at this. Before we do it, I'd like to use the log law because I'm not too comfortable differentiating log to the base e of 1 on x. What would it be as log law? Well, no, it's the minus 1. Log to the base e of 1 minus log to the base e of... Actually, but there was another way we could have done it. Look. Or we could have had y is x squared log to the base e of x to the minus 1. Do you get that? And then bring the minus 1 down like a power. Well, isn't 1 on x the same as x to the minus 1? You could do this two ways. Just showing you could do this two ways. We've learned how to differentiate stuff like log to the base e of x, log to the base e of some function of x. The other thing you can do with this, 1 on x, so 1 on x is x to the minus 1, isn't it? 1 on x, isn't that x to the power of negative 1? Girls, what about this way? How are you with that? I have not differentiated yet. You can either use 1 on x, or we could say, because 1 on x is x to the negative 1, we can do it this way. So let's say I do it this way. I get x squared times, what does this become? What happens to a power? Negative 1, or negative, 1, log to the base e of x. So the question now just becomes what? Negative x squared log to the base e of x, differentiating that. This way, where you're using the log laws of log to the base e of x divided by y, you've got log to the base e of 1, do ln 1 on your calculator and you get 0. Do it on your calculator. Only log to the base e of e is 1. So, the other way is to do it like this. Log to the base e of 1 is 0 minus log to the base e of x. Don't I just get the same thing? Negative x squared log to the base e of x. Now that's just what y is. Then you differentiate. So we'll just take one of those paths now. U is. The other thing we could do is stick the negative out the front, and when we're finished, do you know what I mean? Or look, we'll just go negative x squared, u dashed is, v is, and v dashed is. So therefore y dashed is uv dash plus vu dash. So girls, I'm just trying to give you ones that are a little bit different, showing you two ways of doing that one. Don't forget, if you've got a power, you've got to bring it down. U v dash plus v times u dash. I'd be simplifying. What's negative x squared times 1 on x? Negative x. You could pull out a negative x as a common factor. What would I do? What would I do if negative x was a common factor? 2 log to the base e of x. Now I'm not finished. The question was, Find the point where the tangent to that curve is horizontal. So we've just done the first derivative so far. Find the point where the tangent to the curve is horizontal. So we're looking for gradient y dashed equals 0 for horizontal tangent. Horizontal, what's the gradient of that line? What's the gradient of a, if the tangent to your curve is horizontal, if the tangent, look, positive gradient, horizontal, remember stationary points? So if y dashed is 0 for horizontal tangents. So do you know what to do now? Put the negative x bracket 1 plus 2 log to the base e of x is 0. So therefore, what are my two options? And it doesn't matter whether that's a negative, or 1 plus 2 log ex is 0. What do I do with that? How do I solve that? Not negative 3. Well, negative 1 over. Can we e to the, if log, if y, no, I hate that rule. Just take e of both sides to get x. See how you want the ln e to go, the log to the base e to go. To solve this, it's x is e to the negative a half. Because, how do we, you can use the log law. Now the log law is this. If y equals a to the x, then x equals log to the base a of y. Or, what's the opposite of a log e? An e. Like, what's the thing? E to the log e will go. The other thing you can do is take e of both sides. Do you remember that? No? People are a bit confused? Are you okay with this? And how do we solve this? You've got to think, e ln e cancels. Log to the base. You take... But it's no, it's not. No, it's e log to the base e of x is e to the negative a half. That's, you can take e of both sides. X is e to the negative a half. Oh, I know what you're doing. You want to do a change of base. No, that's the easy. Well, look, that's how I do it. I just say what's going to cancel out the log e. It's e to the power of. Or you've got to be able to use the law. If you use the law, you can just put this underneath, log to the base a of y. So if you're trying to find out what the y is, so the y, which is x, equals, I hate doing these, yeah, equals whatever a is, it's e to the negative a half. If you're comparing that with that. But girls, look, if you've got this, doing e to the power of both sides gives you e log to the base e, that cancels. That's the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, you've got to try and use that log law, which is a real pain. So if you compare, see that is in this format, and if you compare, the negative half is the x is the y, can you see that? And the a is the e. And then you'd go whatever y is this one, which is x, equals a, which is that one, which is e, and x is, here is the negative a half. X is e to the negative a half. Girls, it's much easier to look at that and say e's and log e's can't, like, are the opposites of each other. You take e of both sides. And you'll get x is e to the negative a half, which is written as 1 over e squared. And that's how you write it as an exact answer. No, it's not. Oh, sorry, yes, 1 over the square root of e. Thank you. Good girl. So 1 over the square root of e. So what was the question? Find the point. So that's just the x value. We're going to need the y value. Oh yeah, or x is 0. X is 0 or that. No, we're not finished. We're nearly done. We've found the x value for y dashed to equal 0, but we haven't found the y value. Sub it into your equation, like into your formula. So sub into y is x squared log 1 on x. And what do you get? Yep. When x is 0, y is? Well, what's x squared? Well, then you don't have to worry about the rest. And that's actually not, log of 1 on 0 is undefined. That might be an undefined point. Well, no, because I think it's 0 squared log of 1 on 0, that's undefined. That may not be a point. And then when x is 1 on root e, y is, what do you get? Just try and substitute straight in. What do you get? We're substituting into that. 1 on e. Don't you get 1 on e? Because you're squaring it. Log of what? 1 on e. Sorry, this is 1 on root e squared, which is 1 on e, times log of 1 over 1 on root e. What do you get here? Root e. Which is, that's it, leave it. Because it's 1 over 1 on root e.
These questions are going to be now 10, okay?
Maybe not this hard. I better stop doing them.